Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I trust you're having a fantastic evening and you're getting ready for the racing that's going to be taking place out at Turffontein. We're going to have the postman tipping out at Turffontein, so I'm going to hand you over to the postman.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, no matter where in the world you guys are. And again, a big warm welcome to the Top Tipper family. Racing comes to us on Saturday, the 4th of Feb. We're running at the Turffontein Standside track, 9 races carded, and it's Guinea's Day. Race 1 is due off at 1200 hours. This is a maiden plate for the girls of 1160 meters. Guys, at this stage in time, the forecast is there could be a little bit of overnight rain, so please just watch if there's any bias to the races. And in the first race, my first selection here is horse number 11. This is Winter Muse. Samanga Kamalo retaining the ride here for Joey Sommeryard. Has had one run, was a decent effort. Guys, if we're looking for a negative, first run back from an 18-week layoff. If not in need of the run, this will certainly finish up in the number 1 box. For second, I thrown in horse number 7, Happy Vibes. Gabriel Peterson for the match yard. Again, I think this is drawn on the right side. Last time out did run third to Tis Magic with Gabriel aboard. We know that the second horse has come out and won since. I certainly think that those are the 2 horses to throw in, all swingers and exactors. For third, guys, we've thrown in horse number 10, and this is Summer Fling, Rachel Venica for the match yard. Was a fair effort first time out with Rachel aboard, finishing 5 lengths to Stroke of Mercy. Was running on, and I certainly think that this one could be there and thereabouts. For fourth, gone for the 6th, Ghost Ship, Dennis Swans for Tony Peter. Has had 2 efforts. Last time out in a work riders, finished 8.5 lengths behind Bushveld. The time before that with Rachel aboard, finished 2.5 lengths behind Tis Magic. Again, I certainly think that this may be good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. I see Tony's thrown the blinkers on this, hopefully to sharpen it up. And as I said, good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. So race 1, we have gone 11, 7, 10, and 6. We move on to the second race on the card, first leg of our bipot. This is due off at 12:30. Another maiden plate, and again over the distance of 1160 meters. I don't like the race at all. I think it is quite a weak race. I'm suggesting for the bipot, put in as many as the budget would allow, and we're going to throw in all our selections. My narrow first selection will be the 1. This is Black Egret, Ryan Munger for the Fortune Yard. Last time out, finished 3rd and 1/2 lengths behind Night Tiger. That was in Cape Town in the work riders. Coming back to Gauteng, if not in need of the run, can certainly be there and thereabouts. I see that Ashley has kept the blinkers on this one, and as I said, in a tricky first leg of the bipot, number 1 has to be included. For second, guys, I've gone for horse number 8, Elusive Justice, Keegan DeMello for the Johan Janssen van Vuren Yard. Has had 1 average run, finishing 4 lengths behind Var Park. Hopefully with that experience, this one would come on. Was running on that occasion, and again, maybe good enough to fill in one of the exacta spots. For third, guys, I've thrown in horse number 7. This is Edward Rye, Randall Simons for the Van Vuren Yard. 1 run, finishing 2nd to Mother of Pearl. However, for me, that's not the strongest race in the world, and I'm certainly not going to have a punt on this one. I'm not even going to banker it. As I said, I think that was a weak race, but in this field cannot be left out. So we've selected that to run 3rd. For 4th, I'm going for the first timer back in business. The son of William Longsword from the Joey Sommeryard, ridden by Samanga Kamalo. Like the breeding on this. If there's any support, guys, if you want to have a touch on the nose, maybe have a look here and watch this one go down, but must be included in all the exotics. So race 2, guys, we've gone 1, 8, 7, and 6. The third race on the card, this is the first leg of our place accumulator. This is due off at 13:05. This is a Pinnacle Stakes over 2,400 meters. And in this event, guys, I think it's a match race. My narrow first selection, yes, horse number 5, and this is a rumor gun. This has won its last 2 on a trot. Whereas Mawing gets the ride here for Waiho, 52 on its back. Is unbeaten on this course. And again, I certainly think that this one will go close. My second selection is horse number 4, Marching On Together, Ryan Munger for the St. John Grey Yard. And I certainly think that these 2 horses are sufficient for the bipot and the place accumulator. Guys, please just watch. If it has been raining at Turffontein, the wetter the better for horse number 4. If it is raining, have a punt on the nose. This 7-year-old son of Pathfork really goes well in the wet. So as I said, please have a look, and I think you can have a go. But if not, I've gone 5 by 4. For third, I've gone for the horse 3. This is Zeus. Again, has got decent form. Gavin Arena retains the ride. And again, I think that this one can be there and thereabouts. For fourth, we've gone for horse number 1. This is Sangani, King Demela for the Tony Peter Yard. This is coming back from a long layoff. This is the class horse of the race. But as I said, coming back from a long layoff, 62 on his back, but maybe good enough for back end of quartets. So as I said, the third race, we've gone 5, 4, 3, and 1. We move on to the fourth race. This is the first leg of our carryover pick 6. Due off at 1340. It's a mid-rate 80 handicap to be run over 1160 meters. And in this event, guys, we find the first of my value bets. And this is horse number 9, Kalahari Blue. Keegan Demelo retaining the ride here for the Johan Janssen van Vuren Yard. I think it's drawn on the right side of the track. I think this is still under the radar. I think it's an improving sort. And I think around about 5, 6 to 1, this is great value. Have an each way bet on this one, yeah. For second, guys, I have gone for horse number 8. This is Munchkin. Samanga Kamalo retaining the ride here for the Huda Larkus Yard. We know that the stable think that this is a really decent sort. And as I said, put this one into run second. For third, I've gone for the 7. And this is Sian the Conqueror. Marco van Rensburg for the Spies Yard. This did come out and beat Munchkin first time out at long odds. Again, could be anything. And I think worth throwing into back ends of trifectas and quartets. For fourth, we've gone for horse number 5. Now it's Raffia, Eagle Strike. Don Geertsen gets a ride here for the Alec Laird Yard. Last time out went pretty close. If fit, as I said, coming back from a long layoff, if fit and well, I certainly think again this one could fill in one of the minor spots. So as I said, the fourth race I've gone 9, 8, 7, 5, and I do think 9 is good value at around about 5.5, 6 to 1. We move on to the fifth race of the card. First leg of jackpot 1, due off at 1420. This is the Tommy Hotspur Stakes. It's a grade 3 event to be run over 1,000 meters. Very tough race. And my narrow first selection here, guys, is horse number 10, Balashika, Ryan Munger for the Fortune Yard. The last 2 runs were in Cape Town, comes back to its home course. Very speedy sort. I think this will jump and go. 51 on its back. We'll say catch me if you can. And I really think that this one can go pretty close. For second, guys, my selection here is Vasim, Randall Simon for Roy Magner. Last time out, this was finished 4.5 lengths behind Big Burn. Is better weighted with the strong urgings of Randall Simons. I think that this one, again, at a decent price, will be there and thereabouts. For third, guys, we've gone for the obvious choice here. This is horse number 3, Big Burn. Richard Fourie gets a ride for Sean Terry. Going for 3 on a trot, drawn nicely at 11. Again, very speedy sort and should not be left out of any permutation. For fourth, guys, we've thrown in horse number 9, and this is Constable. Chase Marjan gets a ride back here on the Terry horse. Very speedy sort, ran second to Anfield's Rocket last time out. And again, I certainly won't be leaving this one out any of my exotics. So race 5 in an open event, we've gone 10, 6, 3, and 9. We move on to the sixth race on the card. This is due off at 14:55. This is the Gauteng Fillies Guineas over 1600 meters. And guys, I think it's a match race, and I'm going narrowly for horse number 6, Arari Gold. Muzieni for Corey Lensley. We know that Corey does fancy this one. Did beat Tipsy Tarragon last time out. I think this one is capable of running on, and at a decent price. I've tipped this one to win the race, but it is a narrow first selection. For second, guys, I've gone for horse number 1. This is Give Me a Shot. JP van der Merwe for the Mark and Adam Azzy yard. Great form. I think this is a very decent sort. Negative, drawn 11. I know they probably jump this one out and ride for luck. If Arari Gold gets a skip, very difficult to peg back, but do not leave out horse number 1. And as I said, I think it's a match race between the two. For third, I've gone for horse number 2. This is Feather Boa, Richard Ferry for the Pedigree yard. Very decent sort. Richard gets a ride. He has ridden it and he beat Canadian Summer before. This will be running on when others have cried enough. If I'm looking for 2 negatives, the draw of 12, Richard will have to ride for luck and coming back from a 10-week layoff. But for larger perms, throw this one in. However, I do think, as I said, it's a match race between the 6 and the 1. If we take him trifectas and quartets, our fourth horse is horse number 4, Kinky Boots. Louis Mutkortla gets a ride here for the Hodolakis yard. I think that this is quite a decent sort. Nicely drawn at 5 and good enough for back end of trifectas and quartets. So race 6, we've gone 6, 1, 2, and 4. We move on to the 7th race on the card. This is due off at 15:33. This is the Gauteng Guineas Grade 2. And in this event, guys, we find the second of my value bets. And this is horse number 3, Royal Victory. This is from our yard, Native Cotson. This has been up with Mark to Cock for a while. Has acclimatized, won really well last time out with the blinkers on. I see Natie's kept the blinkers on. And I really think that this one, 6-1, is great value, certainly worth an each way touch. For second, we have gone for horse number 6. This is Anfield's Rocket. Ray Danielson gets the ride here for the Maroon yard. We heard before that Grant thinks that this is the best 3-year-old in the land. Must be included in all exotics. Is unbeaten at this course. Won a decent race last time out, over 1,000 meters. And again, if this one is ridden for luck, can certainly run on when others have cried enough. For third, guys, we have gone for horse number 1, Shoemaker, Richard Ferry for Mike de Kock. Again, I'm drawing a line through the last one. I do believe Shoemaker is a lot better than that. Pick sixes, throw this one in as well. Even though drawn wide, I think Richard will sit off them, and again, should be running on when others have cried enough. For fourth, guys, we have gone for horse number 10, and this is Electric Gold, Muzieni for the Sean Terry yard. I think that this will jump. I think it will be up there. Decent effort last time out behind Porto Manzana. Has got some fair form, and again, good enough to fill in one of the minor spots. So the 7th race, 3, 6, 1, and 10, and I think the horse from our yard is decent value at 6-1. The 8th race on the card, this is due off at 16:08, 8 minutes past 4. It's a merit rated 96 handicap for the girls over 1,400 meters. And again, guys, I think this is quite a tricky event. And my narrow first selection here is horse number 11. This is Sister Light. Gabella Matsiani gets a ride here for the Terry yard. Nicely drawn at 4. A great handy galloping mass. Again, I certainly think that this one will be running on when others have cried enough. Must be included in all exotics. For second, we've thrown in horse number 1. And this is Emerald Princess. Calvin Abib obviously getting the ride for the Terry yard. It'll be sad to see Calvin leaving us. This certainly must go close. Did win the race in the boardroom last time out. But again, don't leave out any of your exotics. For third, we've gone for the 8, Wakanda. We said that this one would go close last time out and came home, was punted in and sat handy and drove at the end. I certainly think that Muzi can repeat that type of run, and I certainly won't be leaving this one out any of my exotics. For fourth, we've gone for the 10, Princess Philippa. Randall Simons for the Stewie Pettigrew yard. This did finish 3 lengths behind Wakanda last time out. Is weighted to finish closer, but I don't think will reverse a form. But if you're taking trifectas and quartets, throw the 10 in. So race 8, guys, 11, 1, 8, and 10. We move on to the lucky last, off at 16:45. Meritor 79 handicap for the girls over 1400 meters. And in the lucky last, guys, my first selection here is horse number 4, and this is Give Me a Light. Rachel Beneke gets it right for the Paulie Matchett yard. She will be claiming her 1.5 kilos. So this one will be carrying 56.5. Some decent form, and I think that this one will go very close. For second, gone for horse 2. This is Ipso Factor. Ryan Munger for the Fortune yard. Again, has got some decent form. Did need his last 2 starts, so I'm certainly looking for an improved effort from Ipso Factor. Must be there and thereabouts. We'll move on to my third selection. This is horse number 7, Save the Queen. JP van der Merwe for the Alec Laird yard. Has won his last 2 on the trot. Last time got going late and got up on the line. And again, I certainly think that a repeat of that run would put this one into the frame. For fourth, we've gone for horse number 8, Mother of Pearl. Kiki de Miller for the Johan Janssen van Vuren yard. I don't think it's the strongest form line in the world. I do think that this will jump. I think this will go to the front. And again, maybe good enough in this field to hang on to one of the minor spots. So race 9, 4, 2, 7, and 8. Pick 6, take 2, 4, and 7. As I said, guys, very competitive racing. I'm really hoping that Royal Victory comes home for the stable. We know that the stable fancy this one. Has been working very well. The stable think highly of Royal Victory, and as I said, 6-1, great value. Guys, take it easy, look after yourself, check for scratchings, check for jockey changes. Please check the weather. And Stephen, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, the postman. We really appreciate that input that you've put in. I know you study your cards very hard and you take it very seriously. And I know you want the guys to make some nice, tidy profit. So you've tipped a 9-race program out at Turffontein. There should be some fantastic racing, especially in race 7. We've got Royal Victory taking on some very good horses, but we really rate Royal Victory as well. And hopefully she can pull it through for the boys. So I see you've tipped your bipod, PA, Pick 6, Jackpot 1 and Jackpot 2. And please, Lord, let Royal Victory arrive for the stable. So all in all, enjoy, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.